Hello, let's play a bunch of daily word games. Today's bonus game is Hang 5, which is a new game. The creator reached out to me. They're just a couple in New Zealand who made the game, so that's pretty cool. Thought I'd check it out. I did play it once. It seemed pretty fun. Reminded me like a combination of like Wheel of Fortune and Foxy Max and a few others. So kind of fun in that way. All right, so let's start with hangs because it's called Hang 5. It's also similar to Hangman, of course, hence the name. All right, we have both words have an S. Let's just guess this right word. Let's do like SL. I want the E. Probably end in E. So slope comes to mind. It doesn't seem bad. Let's try it. All right, we place the S on the left. Okay, we have a lot of letters for the left. It's S, probably SPA because the L can't go there. But then, like, what are we doing? Spall and spale are words, but I don't like them. I don't think we're scalp. I was going to say, I don't think we're doing LP or PL, but scalp makes a lot of sense. Let's try it. Oh, it wasn't. It's splay. Oh no, I'm wasting so many guesses on this. This is why I don't follow up on the words that have a bunch of letters. I think it's splat. It better be splat. Okay, so now I have one guess to go. I have two guesses to go. I have one more failure on the right, and I just have SP. That's unfortunate. I thought I was going to get scalp in 3, or I wouldn't have gone for it. And then it obviously was splay, right? What else would it have been? All right. I need to get a really good guess out here. Maybe start with PR. So like a press. There's purse, but there's no E. Prism. I think prism works. Oh, phew. All right. The prism went splat. Oh no. Poor prism. All right, let's play Fibble. So each guess has a lie in it. And I decided to do something today, which is I get a lot of people saying, I can't do Fibble. I don't know how to play Fibble. I'm having trouble with Fibble. I don't understand Fibble. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to turn off hard mode and I'm going to show you kind of how I started solving Fibble. And this is how I solved Fibble for several months, up to a year. I don't know the exact timeline, but I've been playing Fibble for a long time. And it was only fairly recently I started playing hard mode style. And then because I enjoyed hard mode style so much, I asked the creator of the game to add it. But previous to that, I used a strategy, non-hard mode strategy. So I'm going to go over that with you, which hopefully, if you want to try the game, definitely use this first. I played this game for a long time before I went and tried hard mode. I kind of invented hard mode. So anyway, what we want to do is we want to find contradictions, because the more contradictions you can find, the easier it is to identify what the lies are and what it's lying about. And so lilac, what we want to do is we want to come up with a word that is as similar as possible to lilac. And we definitely want to include an L first. So we want to catch a contradiction on that L being first. And then we also want to use like an I, A, C, maybe even a second L. So the lilac is a tough one to modify. Let me see if I can come up with something. Maybe like an L-I, or I could do like an L-A-I even. I was thinking about lily. That's not how you normally spell lily, but that actually doesn't have enough contradictions in it for my taste here. So how about lyric? That has 3 contradictions. 3, I'd say, is the minimum. It's just tough with lilac. With other words, it's a little easier. Maybe you can come up with a different one. But what we've got here is we're using the L, the I, and the C again. So when I hit enter here, we're hoping to get a lie on one of those. There we go. So we got a lie on the L's. Unfortunately, we didn't get 2 lies, but you can only ask for so much. But we still get a lot of info about this because one of these L's has to be lying. So that means this I cannot be lying. Think about if I wanted this I to lie. That would mean there was an I in the word. If this I is lying, it's either yellow or green, meaning there is an I in the word, which means this I would also have to be lying because this is saying there's no I in the word. Well, if both of these I's are lying, that means this is the truth and this is the truth, which, by the way, to do this, you right click. I have no idea how to do it on mobile. I've never played this on mobile. So maybe it's like a long press or something, or maybe you can't, but yeah, if I right click on this, then that lets me mark it as a truth. But yeah, one of these has to be lying, but I'm out of lies. There's only one lie in lilac and one lie in lyric. So that means the I is true and the C is true. There is no I or C in the word. So now what I want to do is I want to probably double down on that L first. Let's try to catch out more lies on that L. Because we don't know, is it supposed to be green or yellow there, or maybe it's supposed to be gray and it lied about that twice. And I do want to include an R also, and then we can also target an A or a Y. So maybe we'd end in Y, and I'm thinking of the word lorry. I think that's like a British truck, the way the British call big trucks. So here's what I'm talking about, right? The L is now gray first, so. What we've learned is because there's a lie between these two L's, this is saying there's no L in the word, this is saying there is an L in the word. This R, this yellow R here actually has to be accurate. The R has to be yellow here. And also there's no Y in the word. You can see how we're just picking off our truths and our lies. And now everything is true in lyric except this L. So this L was definitely lying, which means it's either green or gray. We still don't know which. But another thing that we learned from Lori is that because this showed up gray, actually, did we learn? I was going to say we can't have two L's, but I think we can have two L's. Yeah, we can have two L's. Never mind about that. That would have been untrue. So one of these L's is lying as well, but I don't know much about that. So I'm going to continue starting with L here because I don't have enough information to like just go for a word yet. At some point you have enough info and you just go for a word. But I do need to use an R. I don't think I want to use two R's. I'm thinking this is the lie. Actually, if I use this L, I probably should use two R's again. But the problem is there's nowhere to put them, right? Unless this R was lying. But then even so, that doesn't help, right? I could end in R, but then I'm not going to do LR. So if I'm going to start with L, I can only use one R in the word. So again, I'm not going for the word. I'm trying to pick off lies. So I'd like to use an O or an A maybe. The R could really go anywhere since I'm trying to pick off the lies, although I don't want to put it third necessarily, because I know that's true. At this point, I'm going to say there's no R. I think at some point you got to use your instinct. But you could keep going, right? If you're not confident, you could keep going. But I'm just going to speculate at this point. Sometimes you just have to speculate until you're proven wrong. I'm going to speculate that this R is the lie, meaning that this L is the lie. So all we know is there's a single R in the word. So I'm going to be suspicious of an ER word. And so we're just going to basically start over. We have a lot of positive information now that we think is correct. I'm just going to try an ER word. So you know what? Repeating letters, not a bad idea, especially if you're on a restart, because sometimes a repeated letter can just give out the lie automatically. So we're going to do steer here. All right. Unfortunately, this coloring is possible, but ER is no longer possible. If we wanted to end in ER, these would both have to be a lie. This is a lot of info. I'm going to try to catch a contradiction. So if I can, I'd like to actually end in ER again. So we could do something like sheer, which is exactly the same as steer, but one letter off. Our chances of getting two contradictions is very high, unless it lies about the same thing twice. Okay, so yeah, we got two contradictions. These S's disagree, and these E's disagree. So if you're not this S or this E, you are telling the truth. You have to be. And even though we did two E's, this is true because these E's agreed. So these E's are taking care of each other. And this is saying there's a second E in the word. This is saying there's not a second E in the word. That's a contradiction there. I don't think it's possible for this E to be lying because then this E would also have to be lying, and that uses up too many lies. So this is telling us that we have an R, which we already knew. I'm going to say the R is probably second. We know there's an E in the middle, and we know there's a T involved somewhere. So I'm going to say TRE. Now, the one option is that we also have an S and a second E. But not fourth, right? If this is the lie, this is telling the truth, making this tell the truth, and this is lying. This is always going to be true of X, of what I call X-wings. The reason you can think of it as an X is one leg of the X is going to be true, and one leg is going to be lying. So either this S and E are lying with this S and E telling the truth, or this S and E are lying with this S and E telling the truth, meaning no S and no second E. Which I think is probably what's happened here, because otherwise we'd have to do trees exactly, which I don't think is a word. So I'm just going to guess trend here. And there we go. We won. All right. So There you go. Hopefully that was a bit more straightforward to follow and to understand how to come up with guesses. And you're never really stuck, because in hard mode, you can get super stuck. Like, I have no idea what the lie is. I'm going to fiddle with this. I'm going to fiddle with that. I really enjoy that because I've been playing this game for a while and I've built up some good instincts. But if you're just starting out on the game or you're struggling with it, use a strategy like this. Just really similar words until you've basically become confident about where the lies are, and then basically start over. But now you've got a bunch of info about the word. You have a lot of guesses to work with. So anyway, hopefully that was helpful. So yeah, let's continue to Betweenle. And I don't already forget what the word was. All right, it was trend. So we're going to start with trend here. All right, so we are very close to trend. I don't know. T has a lot of words. Is 2.6 away from trend enough to escape T? I think it might be just enough. Let's try to come up with an early U word. I don't know how. It's hard to think of an early U word, actually. Maybe utter. It's pretty early. Okay, so we are in the U's. There's going to be a bunch of UN words, so I wouldn't be surprised if it was. Let's try an early-ish one. Under, maybe. Ooh, not enough. Okay, so maybe something like. Do I want to go to I? Maybe. It skips all of UNE. So yeah, let's just try unify. Ooh, I'm not moving the needle nearly enough here. Do we start with V? I don't know. Let's try an early V word. I think we don't, but what's an early V word? Vault. Yeah, we don't start with V. Not even close. Probably another UN word then. I think most U words start with UN, I would think. Although we could try like an upper just to check. Oh, we don't start with UN. In fact, we might start with UP. Is there another UPP? I don't think there's enough UPPs, even if there's another one. I don't see one though. Or are we like UR, US? I'm gonna try Usher. Yeah, that's too far. Oh, way too far. Okay, I'm misunderstanding how many words start with U here. UP what? I can't immediately think of upset, maybe? There we go. Nice. Upset an 8. I actually did better than I think I've been getting a 9 a lot recently, so that's nice to get an 8. It's in this second grouping. It kind of scores you based on which group you ended up in, so nice. All right, I'm gonna do word 500. I'm going to check to see if, apparently this is a bug other people have had before, where their word 500 just keeps getting stuck on the same word and every day it's the same word. So I'm going to start with saint just to see if it is the word it was stuck on yesterday. Okay, we're not stuck on saint anymore, so we're good. That was a pretty good start. So we've got a green something and then 2 yellows. The thing with saint is they're all very common letters, so it's hard to pick off like what I'd want to use. Should I do the same thing with word 500 that I did with Fibble? Maybe today's a good day for that. So you don't have to play word 500 in hard mode either. I could just do, so there's a couple strategies. One is just do 5 new letters, right? And that'll help you kind of come up with combinations. A lot of people really like that. Another thing to do is just do a very similar word, just slightly different, like we would do in Fibble. So let's try that today. So let's say, we think it might be saint, but we're not sure. Like maybe we can, sorry. What's a good way to approach this? You know what? I think for word 500, especially if you're starting out, let's just come up with a word that uses all new letters, and let's target some more common ones. It might not be bad to include like an uncommon one as well. Let me see if I can come up with something good here. Like, how about bloke? Like, they're not that uncommon, but like if B is in the word, it's almost always first. And K, not that common compared to other letters. So I'm just going to do bloke, 5 new letters here. 1 yellow from bloke. Okay. So we need 3 of our letters from saint, 1 of our letters from bloke. Now, one thing we could do is we could try to do 5 more unique letters, or we could try to target the uncommons in bloke and see if we can get them to go red. And that gives us some more info. So I'm thinking I'm thinking about doing a BL word because B likes to be first, L loves to be second. I'm going to avoid the vowels. But you know what? If I guess something like black, I think that can really like mix up a lot of the things that are happening here, and we can try to analyze that. Black was all red. That is exactly what I was going for. Look how much info that gave. So first of all, we know there's an O or an E in the word, exactly one of them. And then we know that 3 of S, I, and T are in the word now. So this was the result I was hoping for, but it wasn't necessarily, it didn't have to happen, but that's very nice. So now from here, this is probably where I would start trying to guess words. You can keep going though. Like if you want to try to figure out, oh, is there an O or an E? Like that's something you could target a word. You could even do something like block, and that would exactly tell you if it's supposed to be O or E. For me though, I think I'm not willing to use up a guess on that. But feel free, like get a handle on the game before you start making it harder on yourself. Or trying to target like really low score. I'm thinking the word Stein is good. That's going to be a green S. It's going to be a yellow E here. It's going to be yellow I, yellow N. So that exactly matches our clues. 4 greens in Stein. Okay. So I think we got all of our, let's see, what did we do? How do we use 4 greens in Stein? What letters replaced? Oh, sorry. I should not have used the T. Sorry, Stein was not correct. I actually thought it was fine, but this T was yellow also. So what we've learned is that the E is in the word. And I've placed most of our letters. But okay, so what we learned is the E is definitely correct. I also think the S has to be correct unless it's not in the word at all. So let's just say that that's true. And then I like STE. I need to replace the TI or N when the others are in place. STE something N would be, oh, stern. Stern would work. There we go. Okay. So that's how, when starting out, that's how I'd approach Word 500. That's one strategy. And you can see that basically I just said, okay, well, let's just do a nice start that covers some good letters. Maybe include some uncommon ones in your starting 2 or 3 words. And then try to get all reds, right? Target the uncommon letters, or letters that if they were in the word probably are in that spot, right? And just gamble on it, right? Try to get all reds, try to get close to all reds. And then from there, try to figure out like something to guess that uses up the clues you have, but hopefully you've gained information in the process. So anyway, I play Word 500 in a self-imposed hard mode where I try to always go for an answer, but of course that does make it take a lot longer, and it also takes a lot more thought. So, but you can absolutely play the game this way, and this is how I played the game for a long time as well. All right, Polygonle. Of course, Polygonle, you know from me, just robustly machined, or poultry maidens, like just a 2-word start that covers a bunch of letters. It's just going to give away the answer, but I always try to do a hexpert first just for fun. ING might be possible, something like logging. Okay, ING is not our word today. This repeating 3 times, that's our only repeat. What do we want to repeat here? I mean, L is an obvious option here because we know there's an L in the word, but I'm trying to think how this would get filled out. And it's not easy. So yeah, I don't actually like L there. What if we were an E here? Like, ooh. See, I don't know how to end this either. Like, I can easily do like CLE or BLE or PLE. Lots of things can go before that, so I'm not going to fill it. But how do we end this? Like STE? That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Which makes me think that this is a consonant. D maybe? With ending in ED? Ooh, we'd have to do, actually. Rattled? Rattled is with it. It accepted it. Oh, we are DDLED. Okay, I fished it out. Muddled? I muddled my way through it. Nope. All right, just need huddled. Okay, huddled. There we go. Nice, hexpert solved today. Happy with that. How many options were there? A lot of DDLDs. There were 56 ordinary words. Yeah, so whenever I don't have too much trouble, it's because there's a lot of options, which obviously makes sense. A lot of ING words. It was good to try ING. That GGING is quite good. The DDLED, or also DDIED, very common. So yeah, I fished out the things that were common. First, ING was definitely the most common. The DD and the DD and then ED at the end, relatively common. Yeah, there's a bunch up here. Cool. Well, let's do the mini. Ooh, we end with 2 of the same letters. I like to do taboo. It's just fun. I know it doesn't actually help that much. All right, so like I said, B's like to be first. BLA or something? I don't know what we end with. Glass. If there wasn't a B, I'd say it was glass. What are we? I don't see how B goes second, and I definitely don't see how B goes at the end. So I do want to start with B. Could it be BRA? Brass. There we go. How did I type in blast and not see brass? Okay, it might have been the only option there. All right, let's do symbol. Start with blaze. All right, so this 4th letter here, again, I play symbol in hard mode, right? Self-imposed hard mode. I always try to go for the answer. You don't have to. For symbol, you can, yeah, so let's go over the strategy for symbol when you're first starting out as well. So what you want to do is try to fish out whether the symbol is, what the symbols are, right? And our guess is that these are gray and this is out of place. Honestly, in this case, that just means going for an answer by coincidence, because I don't think we ever want to assume that Z is in place here. You could come up with a word that used Z there, but honestly, it's better at this point to just go for a word with BL, A, or E there. So I like to go for an ER word in this case, so I'm just going to do that anyway. What do I want to do today? I like to be creative with that. Let's do power. It's not that creative, but all right. So now we got this green flame. Just because it's green doesn't mean it is green, but I'm saying that it's going to be green because we included an E here and we got a new unique symbol there, so it's got to be the green. So now at this point, we just got to guess a word with all new letters with E there, and there's not really a different strategy for that. So maybe this wasn't a good puzzle to demonstrate that. I'll try to find one in the future to do so. So one thing we do know is that there is not another E in the word, because we tried E last here and it pointed at the 4th slot, saying I belong in the 4th slot. If there was an E earlier, it would have pointed at the earlier E, and we know it can't go 5th because otherwise that would have been the green symbol. So there's just the one E, but we don't end in ER, and generally Symble has the same answer list as Wordle, so no EDs or ESs generally. So what do we want to end with, like EN maybe? Trying to think of a good word here. ET. Okay, what are we doing here? EY? I keep thinking of words that aren't possible anymore, like piney in this case. There's no P. This is tough. ET, EF, ED. I mean, I could go for an ED word if I wanted to. It's just not going to be the answer. If I could do DE, that would be great, but I already explained why you can't in this case. You can think of plenty of ED words, ES words, but I'm trying to avoid that. Maybe shied, like we shied away. I mean, I think that could have survived the answer list because SHI is not a word. Okay, so it is HIE, and I just didn't come up with the other outer letters. TH, oh, and it's not there. Thief. It's thief. Yeah, that, oh, it's not. Chief. Oh, that HIEF. Did not think of that. All right, cool. Yeah, I don't know how well that demonstrated it because we didn't get like, we basically had a situation. That's the reason I start with Blaze is the Z can catch the symbol and we immediately know what it means. And so that wasn't a good demonstration, but I'll try to come up with, I'll see if I can, demonstrate that in the future. All right, now blind Fusele here. So our starting word, we're just going to do chief here. And this twist is that we don't learn about the IE. We don't know what color those end up. So we know there's a CH in the word. This is the best twist you can possibly get, which is anything but a real word. So it means you can just say, what letters do I want to get? As long as you don't accidentally make a real word, you're allowed to guess it. So you can't get the answer, but it's like a pure filler here. I want to know for atch trap. So there's one thing I could do. I could just do atch, like watch or something, latch, and see if it's atch trap. Or I could anticipate the atch trap. And we could say, is it watch or let's start with H in case it's hatch. And we also want to know about watch, patch, match, latch. Anything else? Catch it is not possible. Let's go with these. I'm going to say the answer is match. Okay, we weren't the match trap. It would have worked. Imagine if it was, though. We would have gotten match. Okay, so we know what our lie is. This twist had a lie. The lie is this C. We know there's a C in the word. So we are M something something CH. Unfortunately, I think the answer is munch, and I'm not allowed to guess it because we have to guess a repeat letter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to guess funny instead. And that proves that it's munch. Very nice. Okay. Nice. That was a pretty straightforward one. I liked this strategy there. If you're forced to do a pure filler, this is your opportunity to not fall into the atch trap, and it could have easily been match. So, yeah, I liked that strategy, and it got rid of some important letters. All right, let's play Hang 5. This is a new game to me. It's kind of a mix between like Wheel of Fortune and Hangman and a few other games like that. Foxy Max, which I've played before. So what we need to do here is we need to figure out 5 words. It doesn't make a phrase, but it's 5 words that all relate to the same theme. The slots that are marked in this lighter blue are vowels. If we do guess a vowel before we have all the consonants, then we lose a life. So we need to avoid guessing vowels. So instead, we want to try to guess consonants that are probably in the word. I'm trying to figure out like this first word here, this second word have a very interesting vowel theme. I'm wondering if it's an ER word. So I'm going to guess R. All right, that does reinforce ER here. R being second makes a lot of sense. What are we putting after an R? It's not a vowel. It could be a plural with an S. An S is not a bad letter to guess, so let's try that. All right, it's not a plural, but we did get the S here and here. What do we think this is? Like A-U-S-E-R maybe? But I can't actually think what that would be. Pauser? That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Causer? Yeah, maybe it's AI, like... Oh, I can't think of an AI. All right, well, I'm not quite sure yet, so let's see what else might... Let's try to figure out what comes after that R, maybe. RD, RT? I kind of like RT, and T is very common. Ooh, there is no T in the word, so I just lost a health. I feel like T was reasonable, though. Maybe an N? Ooh. So this probably ends in E, S-E. Maybe like an A-U-S-E. What would this be? Maybe it's not Y, because Y is actually not considered a vowel in this game. Maybe there is a Y then. We don't have anything on this bottom word. It's tempting to think of like ending in CK or something. Let's get an L. L is very common. I think we could end up with an L somewhere. Okay, the L is here. That's not where I expected. At least there is one. What goes between this L, like L and then another consonant, and then probably like ER? It could be other vowels, but I still don't know what goes after that R. Maybe a D. Maybe a K. I'm going to try D, because D could be there too as well. D is there. See, I would think RS here again. Like elder. What are we ending with? Y? Like, is there anything other than Y that it could even be at this point? K, maybe? But I like elder. I can't think of it. Let's just try Y. Oh, there's no Y at all. Okay, that's unfortunate. I don't know what we end with. Elderp, Eldirk, Elderm, or Dorm, maybe? I'm really focused on this, but I can't think what these other letters are, and I'm hoping to get something incidentally. Let's try M. Oh, okay, I'm down to 2 lives. I gotta really think here. We don't have anything on the bottom word. What can double up? Double up or I don't even know if it's the same consonant, but I'm thinking this is the same consonant next to each other. I just have that feeling. It could also be CK. I haven't tried a C or a K yet, but I have only 2 lives left. Can I figure out this word? Our Q, our W, our P. Our P is pronounceable at least. Ending a word with that? Our F, our G. Our H, no. J, K. Maybe I'll guess K there. Okay, well, at least there was a K somewhere. What do we think this is then? Brook, maybe? I'm going to try B. Oh, this is a double B. Wow. Well, that narrows things down. What is that word? I can't think of a word ending in double B. What is it? I'm not sure. So, okay, what is this then? It's not Brook. Freak? F-R-E-A-K? F might not be a bad guess here. I don't have very many consonants left to get. Greek? Would it be Greek? Creek. I'm going to try C. Ooh, there's a lot of C's. Oh, it's cob. Okay. It's not creek, though. What is this word? Maybe we can figure out the theme here. We have all the consonants for these two words and this one. This is cob. I can't think, like, cob with two B's. I think it's cob. Causer? Wow, I can't think what this is. And I think my only chance is to figure out what these consonants are so I can start guessing vowels. Elder, maybe it's not elder. I still haven't figured out what goes after that R. Q, W, P, F, folder. I guess I'll try a G. Ooh, okay, so I think it's Greek then. Are we can this game have proper nouns? I don't actually know. That would make it harder. Still don't know what that last word ends in. I've tried so many letters. P or F seem like the only options at this point. I'm going to try F. Wow. The Waldorf Hotel, maybe? So I think this is the Waldorf Hotel. So are these hotels? Greek. I don't know what this other one is, but I can't lose now. No U, okay. Salads. Oh, they're salads. Caesar salad. I've not heard of a Nyquist salad. Greek salad, Waldorf salad, and Cobb salad. Gotcha. I know Waldorf is a hotel. But maybe it's their salad. Nyquist? Is that even how you say that? I've not heard of that salad. All right, this was tough today, for sure. The one I did before was not so tough. Cool. Well, how'd you do? And those are the games for today. Hope you enjoyed them. If you did, then why don't leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.